Ah.
That was a great performance. I can't wait to see the reaction we get from our viewers. To be honest, I was worried at first, but I guess I didn't need to be. No wonder she's a rising star among violinists. She definitely lives up to her reputation. Right, doesn't she? Why are you acting so full of yourself? When's the next scene you're going to rehearse? Well, the scene where the assistant Pokemon gives Karina her violin. Keith went off to fetch the Pokemon, but he hasn't come back yet. I wonder where Keith has gone to. Could he be cornered by Olga again? Hero. Oh, hey, Karina, did you put your violin back there? Yes. Thanks. Now once Keith gets back, let's start our next rehearsal. Hero, this is bad.
The assistant Pokemon won't make it? What are you saying, Keith?
So sorry. I mixed up the dates of our schedule.
Oh, my head hurts. I need a Pokemon. Any Pokemon to help us out.
I think it sounds like a silverfish.
Tim, do you think Pikachu could fill in for the day?
Fuck you, Mimikyu!
My Pikachu?
Mm-hmm. He seems to enjoy music.
Take your ugly ass the fuck out of here.
Alright, if you really think he could help.
I can! You're really saving my life. Thank you.
Mine too, thank you.
Okay, I'll need Pikachu to push the cart with the violin. Right over there, to that spot with the mark on it.
That's right. And Tim, would you mind standing over there for me?
Sure.
That's where Karina will receive her violin.
You're a big help. Thank you so much.
All right, let's start rehearsal. Yanma, move those cameras exactly as you would for a real shoot.
Yan yan, yan yan.
Pikachu, you ready?
I've never been more ready. I've got this. Here's the spot.
So she picks it up here.
Watch out!
Are you alright?
Tim! Oh no!
Yeah, I'm okay. But look.
My precious violin.
I just want to watch my tape!
Dad.
Last. I was standing right there, and I couldn't do anything.
Oh no. I'm so sorry. The Yama had never made a mistake like this before. Yan Yan? We need to stop shooting for now. Keith, take Karina back to her dressing room. Of course, come with me, Miss Mitchell, this way. Pikachu. You'll take the pieces of the violin, right? Here, let me pick them up. What could have gotten into the Yama? They've never messed up their instructions like that before. Yan Yan. What are they saying, Pikachu? They're saying it's not their fault. Huh? What do they mean? We should talk to them a bit. Mimikyu used confused Ray, Doug. Oh my god. Why is this?
Everyone thinks the Yanma made a mistake and caused the accident. But is that really true? Let's go see what the Yanma have to say.
Dog, imagine showing a level where Mewtwo literally drops all his shit. You find your dad's locket, you get to chill with an Alakazam and a dope-ass Loudred, and then the very next chapter is Pokestar Studios 2.0. I don't even want to talk to you, Doug. Hoodoo's signal. The Yama rely on Hoodoo's signal to start filming. It could be the connection with the sub-control room got disrupted by a Magnemite. Come to think of it, you were talking to the sub-control room during the rehearsal too, weren't you? I didn't notice anything strange, though. I can check with Hoodoo if you want some clarification. Hoodoo. Can I talk to the Magnemite? I mean, the Yama? Hey, are you hurt? That was a pretty heavy collision. If you're still feeling dizzy, just take it easy. You told us earlier there was no way you'd mess up your instructions, right? It says they follow the instructions to the word, and it says they look properly. We should be able to prove it. Let's ask the other Yama what he thinks, too. Yan Yan. They said they moved exactly as the staff told them to. Really? Maybe there's some mistake in the instructions themselves, then. Okay. I think we got what we can from the Yama. Hero seems to think the accident happened because the Yama messed up, but the Yama said they followed their instructions. Let's try and figure out what really caused the accident. We should talk to the staff members next. What about the Hoot Hoot? I'm glad the Yama are safe, but what do we do? What caused the accident? How could I know? The Yama and I just followed the cue sheet Hero gave. This is the cue sheet. It has every detail about the Yama are supposed to move. Let's see. The plan for camera 1 was shoot from above, shoot from the left, shoot from the right, and move in. That's right. Keith should have the movement for camera 2. He'd probably be happy to show you if you asked him. The AD's cue sheet. The Yama were acting a little strangely. Think back to when the accident happened. The Yama flew out from the left and the right at the same time, right? Of course they were going to crash like that. Nobody on our staff would give instructions like that. Maybe the Yama misheard. Actually, I didn't see the accident itself. I was looking at the script when it happened. The script? It's the plan for how the show should progress. Do you want to see? I made the script. See, it's written follow the flow of the show itself. You're right, it is. Do you think it's related to the accident? Could be. It doesn't have much on the Yama cameras though. This was a close one. It's a small camera, but could have still done a lot of damage. The Yama had never messed up like this before. I was shocked. Maybe the people in charge. The staff in charge of the Yama cameras. The new ADs tell Yama how to move. I see. We should go talk to them too.
Hey, Tim.
What's up, Doug? We've talked just about everyone here. Maybe we should check outside the studio. Yeah, let's keep gathering testimony. Doug, is it really that serious, Doug? Is it really that serious? Bro, if we don't get to watch our fucking tape at the end of this, I swear to God, I'm gonna lose my fucking shit. This is just like, it's so obviously and apparently filler. Can you even talk to them about this? They're worried about... I'm out of here. Mimikyu? What, are you still upset that I got chosen as the assistant over you? Don't get too full of myself. Sure, whatever you say. More importantly, there's something I need to ask you. Do you know anything about the accident that just happened? I was going around the dressing room while avoiding the staff here so it doesn't know what was going on at the studio. Huh, why was that? Doing a bit of self-promotion. You're definitely persistent, I'll give you that. So I need to go to the AV room. I was gonna say, I want to talk to this guy too.
What's up?
Hey Keith, how's Karina doing? She's very upset. She said she needs to be alone for a while. I don't blame her. She's clearly attached to that violin. It was destroyed right in front of her. Do you have any idea why an accident like this could have happened, Keith? No, I guess I could have misread the cue sheet for Yama. Do you think we could see the cue sheet? Sure, here it is. Let's see, camera 2 was supposed to shoot from above, shoot from the right, move away, and follow. Yeah, the director gives those of us in charge of the camera, Yama cameras, the cue sheet a few days before the day of the shoot. We tell the Yama how to move the cameras based off that, but I've double checked it and I'm positive I got the instructions right. Is there any chance the director gave you the wrong instructions? Nothing like that's ever happened before. The original cue sheet should be at the self-control room, so I suppose you could go check that. So now we have both cue sheets. So let's see what the original one is. These niggas.
Right.
Hey there, Tim. Are you alright? Yes, we're fine. Sorry to get caught up in all this. I'm glad you're not hurt anyway. We still haven't figured out the cause of the accident yet. Regardless of the cause, we gotta take this accident very seriously. Still, I'm glad nobody was hurt.
Yes.
This is the biggest scandal in the history of GNN. How exactly do you plan to take responsibility for this, Roger? This is the biggest scandal. Mr. President, please calm down, Mr. Graham. Now he shows his true colors. I don't even want to think about the accident. Who knows how much money we'll have to pay, all for a silly violin. But certainly the responsibility for the damage suffered by Miss Mitchell lies with us. Bah! That has nothing to do with me. It's all because the staff here are incompetent. I told you to get rid of any useless staff members, but you had to take your time with it. I don't mean to argue, Mr. President, but we have no place for employees that would cause harm to the station. Mr. Graham seems like a completely different person now. Hoot hoot. Oh, no need to worry. Both Tim and I are just fine. Hoot hoot. It says that Yama were so dedicated to their work that it's unthinkable they'd make a mistake. Sounds like Hoot hoot trusts them. Hoot hoot. Hero, he looked like he was in a state of shock, but he was still saying he wanted to do something to help. Your partner's quite the dependable guy, isn't he? You're the one who signaled the Yama when they started to move, right? Hoot hoot. So the Yama started to move as soon as you signaled them, same as always. Hero said they might have been some kind of communication show, but it doesn't seem like that's the case. I saw what happened during the rehearsal. From here, what a mess this has become. Yes, thankfully we weren't hurt, but Karina's violin was completely ruined. I know the responsibility for the accident lies with us. I really hope there's something that we can do for Miss Mitchell. Is there anything you noticed about the accident? You know, it did seem like there was something odd about the Yama's movement. What do you mean? I was checking the footage using this cue sheet, but there was something odd that I couldn't put my finger on. I see the cue sheet you have has the movement of both Yama cameras on it. Yes, this is the original script that Hero wrote. We give copies up to the staff in charge and then keep under tight security here. Let's see, camera 1's movements were shoot from above, shoot away, shoot from the right, and move in. And camera 2's movements were shoot from above, shoot from the right, away, and follow. That's right, the Yama should have moved exactly according to plan. Okay. Something's bugging me. Why are you staring at my case list like that, Pikachu? I just have a feeling the key to solving the mystery about the accident is hidden in the evidence we've already gathered. In that case, let me help too. Let's go over what's in the case list and think things through. Oh, shit. Nathan's in the chat. What's poppin' with you, big dog? Investigate the violent situation. Can we get some goggles up for Nathan, dog? Investigate the violent situation so I can see my fucking movie!
Everyone is thinking that the Yanma made a mistake. The Yama say they did what the instructions told them to do. So what caused them to crash into each other?
What caused them to crash into each other? Survey says the cues for the show that the woman assistant director has are written down. Is this just 1 and 2? Is it that simple? No. Why did the Yama run into each
I
other?
think that's right. You really should check in your case list one more time.
Alright, Pikachu! Detective Pikachu! 1 and 2 are written down. What the fuck? 1 and the master
I think
one.
that's right. You
What?
really should check in your case list one more time.
Master 1 and 1. That doesn't even make sense.
That's right. It seems that someone tampered with Yanma's plan in order to cause the collision.
Oh, because 1 was different.
How did the staff not notice something like that? Why would one Yanma have 2 movement plans? I don't think this was an accident at all. In fact, I think this is a case for us to solve.
No! I just want to watch the fucking film! I only came here to watch a fucking film! I've been here for an hour and a half already doing everything and everything that isn't watching my fucking film! This entire chapter has nothing to do with the main story. Nothing to do with the story. Why? Why are we doing this? The Yama ran into each other because they were given fake instructions, but why did the culprit do that? Maybe because the culprit had a kind of grudge against Katarina. Or Karina. They tried to destroy the violin as revenge for something. Revenge, huh? And if it weren't for Keith's mistake, Karina would have been the one caught in the accident instead of me. It could even be someone was targeting her directly. Well, let's talk to Karina first. Gathering testimony from the victim is a basic step for any investigation. Oh my god.
Yeah. Seems like someone made a fake movement plan to cause the accident. Why? I can't imagine Karina would have enemies, but let's see what she has to say.
Alright. Like, I like the game. I do. It's just so painful to play this fucking level. Why? Why are we doing, why? The story was actually good. It got good. Why did you put this in the game? Karina, please listen calmly. Tim, what's going on? We found out the accident earlier was actually deliberately caused by someone. What? But how?
Yes.
Is what you said true? Please tell me everything. Of course! Someone had given fake instructions to the Yama. Is that what caused the accident? That's right. But who would do such a thing? Why? Is it possible the culprit had some grudge against you and destroyed the violin as payback? Could you tell us a bit more about your violin? Of course, my grandmother made it for me before she passed away. It's the only one of its kind. Even now, when I get discouraged, I remember the message he left for me on the violin. It helps me feel better. Huh? A message? There was a message on the violin I never noticed. Oh, you couldn't have. It's written on the inside of the back plate, after all. Oh, so you can't see it from the outside. No, you can't. Actually, I think the only ones who's ever seen it are me and Cricketune, since we used to go play at my grandfather's workshop. That's it? That's all we're getting out of her? Cricketune. I don't know who did this or why, but don't worry, we'll get to the bottom of things. Apparently, Cricketune was present when Karina saw the message too. Cricketune says Karina read the message on it. It said, "To my darling Karina, even when I'm no longer with you, I will always love you and your music." What do you want, Pikachu? Message on the violin, huh? Something on your mind. I helped Cricketune pick up the pieces of the violin after accident, but I don't think I saw a message anywhere on the back plate. Could be that you just didn't notice it. If it bothers you, we could double check. Yeah. Alright, let's go double check the fucking violin. Hold on a bit, Tim. I think Karina has more to tell us. She didn't have anything else. I would have never thought. What more can she tell us? What more can she tell us? What more can she tell us?
Yes.
What's going on? Oh, the violin's here. I thought it was backstage. That's kind of misleading, just a little bit. Here's Karina's violin. It's really wrecked, isn't it? Let's see, the back part of the message should be this one. But I don't see any message written down here. So that means this violin is a fake! The culprit's goal was to steal Karina's violin. The culprit must have tampered with the Yama's cue sheet so the accident would hide the fact the violin had been swapped. That's right, he almost got away with it too. I swear I'll catch this culprit no matter what. Expose the culprit who switched it.
Thank goodness the violins have been swapped. That means that the real one is still safe.
But who has it?
That's the one good thing about all of this.
First things first, we should go tell Karina and Cricketune they swapped the violin. Maybe it would help us narrow down who the culprit could be. You're right, Pikachu. Karina, the violin there is a fake. The culprit arranged for the accident to happen so that nobody would notice the theft. But then, where's the real violin? The culprit probably still has it, but please keep this a secret. We don't want the culprit to get nervous and hide it away. I never noticed my violin had been swapped with a fake, but I think the one I used for my performance was the real one. I could tell from the tone. Cricketune. Yes, Cricketune says so too. The tone of the real thing. Tune. Something felt off to you too. The materials seem softer than normal, I see. It must have been difficult for the culprit to get the exact same materials to use. Can I leave now, Pikachu? The testimonies we got from the two of them are shedding light on the crime. Really. Let's organize what we know. To get started, let's figure out exactly when the violin was swapped. Open up your case notes. It was swapped in between takes. Let's see here.
Let's try and figure out when the violin could have been swapped out. First, when do we know for sure that the violin was already, fake?
What time do you know the violin was a fake? when Pikachu was carrying it. Lady.
By the time I had delivered the violin, it had already been swapped out with the fake one.
Cool.
Now we know when the violin was swapped out with the fake one. But we still need to figure out when was the last time the real violin was seen.
When was the last time the real violin was seen? During the performance.
Now why do you think that?
The tone of the performance was the real thing. Lit.
So, Karina was using the real violin during her performance. She and Cricketune both confirmed it to be true. And that means the culprit swapped out the violin after Karina finished her performance, but before I moved it.
It was switched out backstage. We know that. Because it can't be swapped while it's in her fucking hand. Now we know the violin was swapped. Yeah, the culprit aimed for the exact moment Karina would not be around her violin. Judging from that and the tampering with the cue sheet, the culprit must have been very familiar with the show. So the culprit is someone who works here. That's what we need to find out now. What alibis do we have? Involved do we have? Alright.
Now we know almost the exact moment when the violin was
We talked to the whole staff already.
The culprit has to be someone involved with the show. Let's find out about the alibis of everyone involved between the time Karina...
Was it Mako?
brought out the violin.
Mako wasn't here the whole time. We gotta go and talk to everyone again. Why did you have me talk to the entire staff? And now I have to go and talk to the entire staff again. Dog, why does this chapter exist? Why does this chapter exist? I just want to know why this chapter exists. I guarantee you we're going to dive right back in the story immediately after this. But this is the longest chapter so far. And it's just filler. I was in the studio during the rehearsal. I can't leave the Yama all by themselves. Where are you at, Doug? After Karina's recital, I was checking the footage in the studio together with Hiro.
What's up?
You investigated infinite. Oh, don't overdo it. What's your alibi? What were you doing during the rehearsal? I went down to the lower floor to call the assistant Pokemon as soon as we found Peregli. And what happened with that? Well, it didn't show up, even when the scheduled time came, so I called the office to check. Turns out I mixed the dates and had the schedule for the wrong time, so I ran back to the studio to let Hiro know. So that's what the records was about. Did you run into anybody on your way back to the studio? Yes, I recall I ran into Amelia. She just finished calling Max and Olga.
So, let's gather information.
Reggie, I know, Doug. What are we gathering information here about? What the fuck? Oh wait.
What's up?
Are you the one in charge of scheduling and managing the assistant Pokemon? That's right. I'm really sorry that my mistake put you both in a dangerous spot. Yeah, next time pay closer attention. Don't worry about it. Neither of us were hurt.
Yan.
Do you think you'll be able to get back to filming? I said the odds are 50-50. I've already put in a request for a new violin. I feel bad for Karina, but she'll have to use the new one. I was in the studio ever since Karina finished her performance. I was making sure the staff knew the plan for the show, checking the footage and so on. We were in the studio then too. I didn't see anyone leave or enter until Amelia and Keith came back. Seems like Hiro and the staff have a solid alibi.
So, let's gather information.
My nigga, that's what I've been doing. If you would stop interrupting. I don't think Hiro and the staff in the studio could have stolen the violin. In that case, maybe we should tell Hiro what really happened. If the culprit is related to the show somehow, maybe he'll know something. Good thinking, but don't forget to tell him to keep it a secret.
Yan.
Fuck off, Yanma.
Ah,
Hey. I was in the studio. Oh, already read that. The violin was swapped out, and you say there's someone here who did it. Yes, I can't imagine. No, actually, could it be that he... Do you know something? Well, this is just a rumor, but I heard Max has a lot of debt he needs to pay back. The violin is a very valuable one, so he may have stolen it if he could sell it. Sounds like Max could have a motive to steal the violin. That is the dumbest crock of shit I've ever heard in my fucking life. Nobody but Karina and her fucking grandfather would value that fucking violin. You're not selling that shit for shit. This is fucking stupid. Ugly.
What?
Oh, you're still doing your investigation? Go easy on playing detective, alright? Playing detective? Nobody's playing here. Max, you left the studio once the first rehearsal was done, right? Yeah, I figured I'd go over the script one more time in my dressing room while I waited. Did anyone come by during that time? Oh yeah, a staff member came by to call me. I was in the middle of something, so I couldn't open the door, but I said I'd be right out. Also, you didn't actually see this person. Suspicious.
Yeah, that's an alibi. Make sure you remember it.
An old high-quality violin. That's a valuable one. It's only valuable because it's one of a kind. I can make 15 violins right now and set them all aside. And 100 years from now, they're going to be worth $100 a piece. Maybe not 100, but you get what I'm saying.
What do you want?
Oh, where were you after you finished the first rehearsal? I stayed in my dressing room. I was giving Pergly a nice brushing. Did anyone stop by during that time? One of the staff members came to call me. I answered, although I didn't open the door. I see. Someone comes all the way to get you. The least you could do is open the door for them. Although, come to think of it, something odd happened after that.
Tim, be sure you remember what people told us.
Nigga, no. You fucking remember it, bitch. What's the strange occurrence? What was the strange occurrence? Someone came and beat on the door. I looked through the fog glass window, but didn't see anyone out there. I wonder what that was all about. Was it a fucking Mimikyu, Doug? Was it a Mimikyu? Was it a Mimikyu? Can't talk to him about it. Everybody's innocent, Doug. Everybody is innocent. What's your alibi? Oh shit, they're fighting. Hey, why are they gnarling at each other? Let's see what they're saying. It's time to decide what the special talents are truly better. It's saying being able to smell the difference of foods with your tongue is more amazing. It's saying making laundry super clean with ultrasonic waves is way cooler. Well, that sounds like comparing leopard berries to orange berries. Ha! Still, we can't just leave them like this. What do you think we should do? Have a battle! Something will be resolved in battle, eh? Who knows? Maybe it'll help in some way. Anyways, you two need to make up, okay? We can come back to check on them later. Maybe something will have changed. I'm gonna talk to this bitch right now. Okay. Yo, Gabe EV99, thank you so much for subscribing, yo. I appreciate it. Thank you for the support. I appreciate it, Doug. Are you making progress in the alibi checks? Well, oh, come on, you should know what to do. Is there someone you haven't checked yet? Like the studio, the self-control room, or the dressing rooms for the performers? Dog, I was heading there now. Chill the fuck out. Chill the fuck out. You know, when we started this chapter, somebody in the chat said, oh, this chapter's fun. And I took their word. And I was like, yeah, it's sure to be fun. But now I'm realizing it was sarcasm. Excuse me. Hey, what's wrong? Well, about the accident that just happened, it seems like it was deliberately caused by someone. Well, what? But then, who's the culprit? We're investigating that now. That's why I'd like to know where everyone was during the rehearsal. We were here the whole time. Yeah, so we were keeping an eye on the studio from here. I think it'd be difficult for people here in the self-control room to swap out the violin.
Yeah, that's an alibi. Make sure you remember it.
Huh. Huh.
Yes.
Bit by bit. I was gonna go in here and just tell her. After my performance, I went backstage and put my violin there. Hero asked you to do that, right? Did you see anyone else while you were back there? I don't remember. I'm sorry. I should have paid more attention. Please don't worry about it. Is she doing insurance fraud?
Be sure you remember what people told us.
It may have been Olga who stole my violin. Why do you say that? Well, Olga had asked me a few times before if I'd be willing to part with my violin. Of course, I said no. Of course, your grandfather made it for you. That's right, but it didn't seem like Olga was ready to give up, so she may have planned something like this. It seems Olga has a motive anyway. Well, we can't just decide she's the culprit based off of that. All I want to do. Try talking to Amelia and Chatot, maybe?
What's the matter?
No, everybody in the studio has an alibi. Oh, she's talking to people. Oh, you mean after Karina played, I was checking the dressing rooms to call on Max and Olga. But you came back to the studio alone, weren't you able to find them? Oh, no, not exactly. They both seemed like they were busy, so I just told them what I needed through the door. Oh, I see. Did you meet anyone else? Well, I remember. I ran into Keith near the studio.
Yes. So the culprit is... Wait, what's that? All of our suspects have alibis?
I went directly to Olga's dressing room from the studio, knocked on the door, and said we were ready, and she responded, "Thank you, I'll be right there," through the door. So it's not like Amelia actually saw Olga. I feel like that's going to be the key to unraveling this mystery. I went to get Max. After I called Olga, I knocked on his door and told him we were ready, and I said, "Gotcha, I'll be right out," through the door. When she met Keith, I ran into Keith on my way back to the studio. He was standing at the entrance, but he looked very depressed. He was about to give a report to you that he messed with the assistant Pokemon schedule. And you came back to the studio after that, right? That's right. Yo, Rozo, thank you so much for the raid and the host, my dude. I appreciate it. Goggles up for Rozo in the chat. What's popping with you? Thank you again for the support. I appreciate it. As we bang our head against the wall, trying to solve this case. Well, it's a conundrum. I didn't expect everyone to have alibis. This can only mean one thing. The culprit, Q's double team, created a fake alibi. That's right. The culprit must have used some sort of trick to create a fake alibi. That being said, I don't think anyone working in the studio or sub-control room had the time to do anything elaborate like that. I agree. Our suspects are the people who are moving around on their own. That's 4 people. Max, Olga, Keith, and Amelia. Let me know in the chat. Out of those 4 people, who you think done it? Max, Olga, Keith, or Amelia? You don't think Amelia is... I know how you feel, but a detective has to keep an objective view of everything. Still, we could use some more information. Now that I think about it, Mimikyu had snuck out of the Pokemon dressing room and was wandering around, right? Maybe if we talk to it, it might shed some light on the situation. Hey, Mimikyu. Convenient right here. You think it's Max and Chatot? Inferno says Olga. You were wandering around the dressing rooms during the rehearsal, right? Do you think you can tell us more about that time? So you visited the dressing room for Perugli's partner, right? What happened then? Someone kicked the door when you knocked. I'm betting it was Perugly. Perugli's too narrow-minded. I'm pretty sure it was in a bad mood because you were pounding on the door. You should go make up later. When you visited Max, Perugli's partner got mad at you. You mean Olga was in Max's dressing room? You got yelled at when you knocked on the door, you say. You heard, "Get out of my way." Was that really Olga? I mean, Olga said she was in her room. And Max didn't say anything about her being in his room either. Hey, Mimikyu, did you go into the dressing room at all? You ran away as fast as you could. Well, I guess you had no way of knowing what was really going on then. And what about the other dressing rooms? It would have nothing to do with you, as always. Man, it looks like it took the rejection hard. Don't be so depressed. I bet you'll get another chance soon. He's right. If you're that motivated, I bet everyone will realize you got talent someday. Don't worry too much.
So there's a fake alibi, and there's Mimikyu's knock to consider too.
What are you thinking, Pikachu?
Yes, of course. It all makes sense now. A bolt of brilliance. Tim, the culprit is...
The culprit used a trick to make us believe he was somewhere else when he was actually backstage. A trick? That's right, Amelia provided an alibi for the culprit so she can help us figure it out. Come on, Tim. There's something I'd like you to show me, Amelia. Sure, what do you need? You mentioned that you knocked on the doors for Olga and Max's dressing rooms when you visited them. Do you think you could show me exactly how? Well, sure, but it's not like I did anything special. I just knocked 3 times. Any staff member at GNN would do the same thing. So that's the trick the culprit used. Tim, now's the time to gather everyone in the studio. Yeah. All right. Come on, buddy.
I figured out the truth behind the accident.
What are you saying? That one of us here is the culprit?
Yes, bitch.
Yeah, just what do you mean the truth? We're all friends here. Can't say I appreciate the insinuation.
Come on now. Let's allow Tim to speak his mind.
Thank you, Hero. Here it is. I'm not one to mince words. The culprit is...
Go on. You know who it is, don't you?
No. I actually don't. Mimikyu said it saw Olga coming out of Max's room. I actually don't know who the fuck it is. I'm being 100% honest. I don't know who the fuck it is. Literally, this I've gone through this so many times. This quest, this filler quest, has literally had us go around and speak to every single person in the building. And for what purpose? For them to all have an alibi. So that entire time that we were walking around talking to people, it didn't matter. Did not fucking matter. In an instant, it didn't fucking matter. It's Max for sure. I don't care, Doug.
Max, it's you. You're the one.
What? Oh, come on. Is this some kind of prank? What on earth would I have to gain from busting up someone's violin?
Nothing. If the violin really was broken. But it isn't broken. That one was a fake, wasn't it?
A fake violin? Oh, what an imagination. How could you come up with a theory like that?
You tell him, Tim.
The message on the inside.
We checked the pieces of the violin, but there wasn't a message on them anywhere. Karina told us that her violin had a message written
Chat's
on it by her
hot perfectly
grandfather,
mimics Olga's
which means
voice.
the broken one couldn't be hers.
A written message? I never noticed such a thing on it.
Right. That's because it's written on the inside. It's something only Karina could know, since she watched the violin being made.
Right. As a child, I played at my grandfather's workshop. He inscribed a special message for me, and it was written on the inside.
You see? And now that proves the broken violin must have been a fake.
But where's the real one?
I think Max probably knows.
Pulls it out of his ass.
I haven't done anything. Listen, the whole time the violin was backstage, I was in my dressing room. How could I be in 2 places at once?
Oh boy, this is where you take down his alibi.
Cheta was in the dressing room, and he replied while you were backstage. So this is literally the exact same thing as the last chapter, because the chick couldn't be at the dock handling the boxes and put up the sign for the Timbers to see at the same time. So she had her fucking partner Pokemon go and do it. So again, it's the exact same story. It's the exact same fucking solution. Just this time it took 4 times as long and it was 8 times as aggravating.
Actually, my guess is it was chat out in the dressing room. You probably used a trick like this.
Gotcha! I'll be right out!
Oh, yes, that's exactly what I heard.
Admit it! Admit it!
Chatot, be quiet!
You just made it seem like you were still in that room. And then you swapped the real violin that was backstage with the fake.
have to admit it. You have to admit it.
I had no choice. My popularity's been sagging. I wasn't sure the show would get picked up again. And if it didn't, I knew I'd be let go. I couldn't pay back my debts. I'd be finished.
Oh, Max. You were wrong. I was going to have you continue as our host.
What?
I'm gonna boot Olga.
But everything I did.
I'm really sorry, Max. But I'm afraid I'm going to have to call the police.
Pulls out a microwave. Doot doot doot.
What a fool he was. In the end, he was the one who didn't believe in his own talent.
Hey, you guys! I found the videos. What's wrong? Here's everyone hanging out here.
I hate this bitch. I hate this bitch. Oh my god. Oh. This bitch was gone for 6 hours. I hate this hoe with a fucking passion, dog. Oh my god. Hi, I'm Mako. Hi, I'm Mako. Hi, I'm Mako. Hi, I'm Mako. And the case closed. Let's get back on track. Check the video.
Mako's finally back with the video.
Finally.
Let's go to the sub-control room and watch it. Maybe he'll show us some clues.
So this is the video, in case you guys don't remember. This is the video of the incident from the amusement park. Watch us not find out anything.
Okay, let's check this out.
Let's play the whole thing through.
Look at that Charizard wing, y'all. Look at that Charizard wing.
Remember, keep your eyes on Charizard.
Yeah.
There's a Primplup.
Parade is now starting. Everyone
This is a parade?
see the popular Pokemon of the park marching by. Who better to lead than Charizard?
There's a Meganium.
Told the theme of this year's
Hey,
parade is
look at that
trees.
balloon.
The balloon popped.
Charizard's eyes turn red.
Amelia, over
R
here.
was used after all.
Damn! This nigga pulled up on Meganium!
I don't know, but it's a great scoop. But it's too dangerous. We need to get out of here.
That nigga pulled up on Meganium, dog.
That's the whole video.
Exactly how we heard it from the Pokemon at Fine Park.
Yo, Vex, thank you for the cheer, dog. I appreciate it.
Find out anything?
Maybe. There was something I noticed.
Right. the
Rewind.
balloon.
Rewind.
Right there.
Better to lead than Charizard. We've been told the theme of this year's
The balloon
parade.
popped.
It's been shot!
It had R inside. Tim, zoom in on the balloon and then play it backwards in slow motion.
Okay.
It looks like a needle or something flew at the balloon.
You're right.
But where did it come from?
A Skorupi!
A little more.
Okay, alright.
It's
It's right there! There's a Skorupi!
Hey, that's Skorupi. And that man.
Right. The Pokemon at Fine Park told us a man with a Skorupi was after Harry.
That looks like the same dude.
looks almost like it could be Keith.
Yeah!
What? Keith was there? Working with you?
No, not with us. I don't think he was even working at GNN back then.
Mako's right. He only joined us about 6 months ago.
So it was Keith who caused the incident? He's the one who went after my dad?
Looks like it. And he was hiding in plain sight. Let's go capture Keith.
Yeah! Let's go capture Keith! Who would have thought Keith was the culprit? Yeah, he fooled us all. It's even possible that he knew about Max's plan and used it to try and take you out. Me? To think back when the violin got busted, why did we end up helping out in the first place? Well, because Keith had made a mistake about scheduling an assistant Pokemon and... Oh. Enhance once more? Enhance again. That's right! And there was another suspicious point about his behavior. Do you know what that was? What was suspicious? He showed Tim where to stand. He accompanied Karina. He looked after the Yama. He showed Tim where to stand. I'm glad you remember. Keith told you where to stand when I was going to bring out the violin. He must have known that was where the camera would fall. You think Keith and Max are working together? It's not impossible. We can't rule it out anyway. Why would Keith? Now's not the time to be asking questions. We need to catch Keith first. Let's go, Pikachu! Yeah! I'm supposed to walk? Where the fuck is Keith at? I don't know where the fuck Keith is, dog. I think he's probably in his goddamn car and he's fucking gone. How the fuck am I supposed to... Oh, the music's going. We gotta go. This nigga's booking it! Oh! Don't let him get away. We gotta go after him, Tim. Right! See, when you actually play the story in this game, it's fucking great. When I have you talk to the same people for 7 hours for no reason, it's not great. Blast! Where'd he go? Pikachu, look! Brett Ultimates! We got goggles up for you. Brett, what's poppin' with you, big dog? The roof! Let's go. Dog, this is like so far out of left field. This nigga Keith, random nigga we just met, is the bad guy.
You can't get away!
We'll just have to see about that now, won't we? Scroopy, keep them busy.
Nigga, I'll step on you.
Tim, watch out for its poison sting.
That is literally the weakest move it knows. Capture Keith. Alright, dog. Oh shit! Ooh, the Matrix, dog!
You missed.
Oh.
Well, help is on its way.
What the?
Timing, Noiver. Now, could you blast them away?
Yeah, I got you, Keith. Let's go.
Get down low, Tim.
Yo, Pikachu, HP Ice.
Pikachu!
Look how thick Pikachu is, dog. God damn. Grab it. Grab the locket. Grab the locket. Put it in your pocket.
What was that?
It's the Pikachu EMZ.
Reinforcements. Noiver,
Reinforcements.
farewell, detective. I hope you'll go easier on me next time.
That bitch.
Blast. Got away.
He became so sinister, so evil. Farewell, detective.
Nothing. Look at this.
The locket?
That's right. Not just any old locket. It has a little secret.
What do you mean?
Well, unless I'm mistaken, this locket should contain a clue left by Harry. He got away this time.
How
Too bad. You never know. There could be a clue hidden in this locket.
Okay. Keith got away! I'm just glad the chapter is done. That is the worst chapter in the entire game. The first 5 chapters, perfect. 10 out of 10, I loved them all. That chapter, absolutely terrible. Terrible, terrible, terrible. 95% of it had nothing to do with the story. Terrible.